Hey, other gay guys, do you ever find yourself like basing your self worth off who you're pulling online? Clearly not a healthy thing to do, and I definitely try to avoid that. But I woke up this morning, I opened up Grinder, and I got a few new messages. I opened one message from this really hot guy that I've been chatting with for a few days, and like, he told me that he wasn't down to meet up anymore because he had actually found a bottom. He's a verse top, I'm a top. He had found a bottom who's into like what he was into, which is a certain kind of play with, how do I say this without getting in trouble out here? A play with bodily fluids from men that I'm just really not that into personally. So first of all, I mean, good for this guy. Like, go get what you want to get. And thank you for telling me. Like, most guys would totally just ghost you if they didn't want to meet up, right? But for whatever reason, it just made me feel really down. I've never really been much of a hookup person in the past. Like, I've always been into monogamous relationships. But since I've been single for a couple years now, I felt like this is my time to explore. This is my time to go hook up and just have fun. But honestly, I've just been getting turned down like so much online. Like, don't get me wrong, I find guys and we have fun. I like the connection. But more often than not, I'm chatting with these guys and like we seem to be really hitting it off. We seem to be in the same thing. And like, then they just ghost me. And I realize that when that happens, it does affect my mental health. It does affect my self worth. So I've been trying to figure out like, what can I do about that to actually not have that affect me so much? And I've found out a few things that work for me. They don't work perfectly, but just like meditation, it's practice. So I try to practice doing these things. The first thing is just reminding myself that everyone is human. Everyone has their own hangups, their own trauma, their own bullshit that they're going through, just the same way I do. So when somebody ghosts me, somebody ignores me, somebody's not into me, it's just their own stuff too. It's totally fine that they're not into me, and that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person, that I'm not attractive. The second thing I do is remind myself that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about me. If somebody wants me or doesn't want me, I need to love myself first. If I'm focusing on loving myself and staying positive and lifting myself up, it doesn't matter if somebody's not into me, like that's not going to affect my own mental health, my own self-worth. And the third thing is just self-confidence, which I guess is pretty similar to loving yourself. But yeah, I literally have to just stop myself and remind myself that I'm a good guy. I'm a nice guy. I also am a pretty attractive guy. I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I know the right guy's out there for me. And I know that I'm the right guy for somebody else. So if you catch yourself basing your self-worth or getting down on yourself because somebody's not interested in you online, I highly recommend doing these things. You are a fucking amazing person. You're fucking beautiful inside and out, and don't let anybody convince you otherwise.